Hey there. So today I wanted to make a new video about some updates with creating a custom room. So some different things that you can do or that you will be able to do in the near future. So this is a feature that we've been working on for a little while now. And this is an example of something I just created kind of from scratch. It's not a very specific real room. I ended up with a lot of brown in this room for some reason. But yeah, so I was able to customize kind of the walls and change those, add doors, windows, different decor items, add my own custom textures to the floor, the walls, and then do some different things with the ceilings and chandeliers as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through a new example of this and kind of walk through how I can do this or something similar to this. So what I'm going to do now is go to create a new project here, and I'm just going to load one that I already have created here, which I believe is just a blank room like this. And so I'm going to go to the build button here, and I'm going to create a new room. And it's going to ask me if I want a basic rectangular room or a new custom room. So I'm just going to do this custom room. In the current live version, you're not going to have this option yet, but just kind of showing you what we can do here in the future. And so at this point, it's going to ask if I want to add a floor plan or just kind of draw, on my own. I think in most cases you would want to add a custom floor plan or a floor plan that you might have. It doesn't have to be super detailed, but so you could use something, if you do have something super detailed, then you could use that, and that's always a little better. But you could also use a basic floor plan too to get this to work. So first off, it's going to ask the pixel width and height of each of the diagram that you have. So let's say we're using a JPEG or a PNG image. Let me open up. Let's see, 1935 by 1455. So what I'm going to do is just add the actual resolution of the image. So all you have to do is look on the image file and see what the resolution is of that image, and that will keep everything in proportion. And so then you're going to want to know what the dimensions are of basically just one side of the room, which would be the kind of widest part of the room. So the width of your room. In this case, I'm just using a diagram that is this resolution. So 135 pixels wide by 1455 high, and the width in feet of the actual wall, the widest wall is 192 feet. And so I'm going to hit enter. And at this point, it's going to ask if I want to upload an image. So I already have an image that I want to use here. All right, so at this point, you'll upload an image, and it will kind of show up something like this. I can zoom out with my mouse wheel and see it from a wider view here. And from here, it's going to say if I want to scale the image up or down to match the width of the dimension that I put in here. So I put in 192 feet, so I'm going to want to scale that image up just a little bit like this. And to get it kind of closer, I might move this up here just to make sure that it's right. And so this is pretty close here. It's not going to be probably exact, but very, very close. And I can always move the image up and down that way. All right, so from here, I'm just going to hit enter because I think that everything's good that way. It's going to ask me if I'm ready to start drawing the walls, so I'm going to hit ready. And from here, it's just going to tell me I need to start drawing the walls from kind of the left side going up and to the right. So I might start over here like this, maybe this area right here. And I believe that all of these little sections right here are just kind of little like alcoves in the wall. So I'm just going to draw this like out by about a foot here. Okay, so I just finished creating the walls here, and this is kind of what I ended up with. Basically, I just kind of went around the whole room and added these little alcove areas that come out here, and then I'm probably going to put some stuff on some of these walls. If I orbit around like this and move around, I can kind of remove this back wall, or look over here and remove this wall. But so I'm going to want to make some adjustments to this, and I'll kind of show you what we can do here. just some notes. Some of the stuff is still kind of work in progress, but definitely usable at the moment. The floor and ceiling area in some cases can have little kind of nuances, like these kind of little holes on the edges here you see. That's just because the program is kind of computing how to create a floor from basically the lines that we drew. And so sometimes that can show up just a little bit with edges like that. But if you go into your top camera view, you still have your floor plan looking all nice like that. All right, so let's go ahead and maybe we start with the floor here. And I'm just going to click, so if I click floors here, I'll get a little button here and it'll allow me to add an image to the floor, or I can always change the floor to a different texture like this. But I'm going to upload something else. I already have some uploaded textures that I found. And let's say I want to do something like this one. So I'm just going to add that in, and then I want to scale it a bit. So I'm going to scale up the image, and that will allow it to kind of tile like that. And then let's go ahead over to the walls. And actually, before I do this, I think I will go over to the room height because I want to set this to a different height. I think the room height that I want is around 21 feet. So I'm just going to select 21, or I could slide this up or down. I'll say 21 feet. I can also adjust the room lighting from here, so I could up it a tiny bit. All right, now I can start. I can either add some doors, windows, decor, chandeliers, different ceiling. I might change this ceiling to look something like this. Or you could just do a flat ceiling, but I think for our purposes, we want something similar to one of these. These are just kind of generic, and they fill the space of the ceiling area. All right, so let's see here. From here, I'm going to go over to walls, and I'm going to, I'm just going to change the texture of all the walls that have these little alcoves here. So you'll get all these little plus signs everywhere that will basically allow you to select different walls and change the texture of them. So I'm just going to go around. You could go to the top camera view here, which might be a little bit easier, and I'll just select these sections that I want to change. I'm just going to select these ones here. So my lines are not very straight, just because I was just kind of moving fast. But yeah, let's see here. Let's do all these. Okay, and then from here, I'm going to go over to my images and try some different textures. So here's a brick one, which looks kind of crazy. Let's do something a little more subtle, maybe something like this. Okay, we'll just leave it at that, just as an idea. I'm going to go ahead and deselect all walls. I don't really have to do that, but just in case. And then from here, I'm going to add some windows to this section here, and then maybe some other objects over here. So if I go to windows, I think there's actually like some arched windows over here. So if I move this window over to this section, it will show me where I'm going to add it to. I'll do another one right here, and another one right here. And from here, I can hold shift and select all of them, and then scale them a bit. So maybe something like that. And then I also want to change the color of them to like a black, because I think that's what color they are. So something like that will work for now for our purposes. And then finally, I think I'm going to add like a window or mirror objects on these alcoves here. So I believe we want something that kind of goes almost up to the ceiling here. So I'm just going to add one to each alcove here. You could also do all this from the top camera view, which in some cases could be easier. All right, I'll just do those for now. And I'll just select them all like this by holding shift. And I'm just going to scale them all up like that. Maybe make them a little wider. Turn these to black as well, maybe. And if the speck wall kind of disappears, it's just because it's trying to remove the wall that's kind of in front of the camera, if you will, so you can see through it. And then if you orbit above the room, it will remove the ceiling so you can see over or into the room, if you will. Okay, From here, we can go ahead and add some like chandeliers, and could even add some sconces. So if we do this, I don't know, maybe, well, yeah, I don't know that this would work very well, but it depends on, I guess, if your room has sconces and whatnot, you can always add them. And right now we just have a few decor items, but definitely adding a lot more to this so that you'll have more options there. Let's see here. Just add some sconces. I don't really like these ones. All right. Okay, so I just went around and added some sconces around the walls here, and now I might add some chandeliers. So for the chandeliers, it might be easier just to do it from the top view, so you can kind of drag these out and add them wherever you want. From the orbit view, you could also do it from here, kind of drag them around this way, place them wherever you want. I might just do it from the top view here. Let's see, maybe I want to do something like these ones. And you can also show the ceiling grid that you have here, just so that if you want to get the chandeliers kind of, let's say, in the middle of each section or something like that. So I might scale these a little bit before I place them. So if I do this, and then the ceiling, show the chandeliers, and then I'm just going to duplicate a few of these. Maybe I'll do like every other. It kind of just depends on the room. I'll just do that for now. All right, so now I have these chandeliers here. I have the carpet and some textures on the walls here. And let's see if there's anything else I want to do. From here, I might just go ahead and start adding some stuff to the room real quick, just to show an example of that. So I'm just going to turn the lights down a little lower, because once we add, let's say, some scenery or some set design in the room, it will kind of want the room to be a little bit dimmer. So I'm just going to scroll down and see if I can find something. Maybe this one. And maybe I'll add a stage real quick. Add some people on the stage. Just one person here. And I'm just going to add some lighting. So I'm going to add some stage lighting. Turn up the light a little bit here. Okay, so I just ended up taking a couple minutes to add some lighting in here so that the whole room could be lit up a little more. So I just kind of added some uplights on the walls, and then some more lights around the room and all that sort of thing. And so I just wanted to show that real quick to show what it looked like with the little lighting. So I saved a couple camera views. So we have some wider camera angles here. And there you go. So I just wanted to show that real quick just to get some more lighting in the room so you can kind of see what that could look like.